Hello and welcome to RoboMonk Art and Tarot. I am RoboMonk. Today, a spirit message is coming in for you that you are finally ready to hear. We all believe, or at least all know of, divine timing. When spirit says now is the time for you to know this or for you to do this, this is what this reading is all about. This is a pick a card. We will choose the piles here in a minute, but I always want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you, and I appreciate all of you and the community that we are building here together. So let's see what's in the piles. We are going to find which one resonates with us. You can choose a stone that resonates with you or an image that resonates with you. And you can also look at the timestamps down below in the description if you want to skip ahead to that. All right. In pile 1, we have a bloodstone. In pile 2, we have a purple amethyst. In pile 3, we have red jasper. So take a moment to see which resonates, and then I will see you in the pile that you choose. Hello, pile 1. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Today we are exploring a message from Spirit that you are finally ready to hear. Sometimes it's divine timing, sometimes we are just ready to know it now. We're going to look into what message that is and what's going to happen with you in the future. So you can see we have a Celtic cross here. So this will explore what's happening now, a little bit in the past, and in your future. So let's get started. The first image that I see is unique. I see you as a child trying to look over different people that are in front of you. And I feel like you are in a cinema or a movie theater, and these people are watching the movie that you want to watch, but you can't see it. You're trying as you might, trying to look over their heads, and you just can't actually see the movie. This has to be somewhat frustrating, but it tells me that maybe you are beginning something new at this point. There's something that you want to be a part of, but you aren't sure how to get there, or there may be other professionals that you look up to that are really in the game right now, and you are wondering how they do it. How did they get there? And you might doubt some of your own actions or your own abilities in order to actually get to where you need to go. I think a lot of us have felt that way when we're stepping into something new, and it's easy to get trapped there. So let's see what Spirit has to say to you right now. The next image is something that you are unaware of. I see a compass, which is used to draw circles or take measurements in geometry or different architectural drawings, and it is dancing in circles, and it is drawing Venn diagrams all over the place. And a Venn diagram is where you have two topics and you see where they are actually overlapping in the middle. So anytime there are two topics that you want to compare, you see how they differ, which would be on the outside, and then there's a little overlap in between, in the center of it. And that's how they are similar. Well, this compass here is dancing all about and creating different Venn diagrams and creating different similarities of you. Now, I get the words divine timing. So there is divine timing on you starting to be interested in this next endeavor, but also looking at your skill sets, seeing how they can actually help you get to where you need to go. You may have been trying to do something entirely different in your past, and now you are looking into your future and saying, okay, I know what I want to do now, but I haven't even done anything remotely like that in my past. How do I get there? A good way to do that is to look at your skill set and see what is actually going to help you get to where you want to go. And a lot of times you'll find out that you have been working towards this goal all along and you didn't even know it. You have so many skill sets that will help you achieve what you're going for now. Even though you feel like a child, even though you may be doubting your abilities, you have them. You are going to be discovering them in the near future. The next image I receive is something that has happened many centuries, millennia, as far as humans go. And this is where we take the wool that is from sheep or llamas or whatever animal you want to have the wool from, and it's called carding wool, where you actually are refining the wool to make it usable. And it usually has two different paddles, and you rake the wool in between the two paddles and it becomes softer, more pliable, and more usable. This is a part of the process to get wool thread or wherever you want to take that wool from this point. And with this, I think you are very aware that you want to refine your skills, refine your process, refine the ways you are thinking about going about your new endeavor, and you are really trying to take what you have and make it better. I really think that's what this card is symbolizing. In your past is interesting because it kind of mimics what is happening now, and it may lead to anxiety about how you are feeling right now. So in your past, I see you looking outside of a window at others that are in action. They are playing, they are doing things, they are going about their day, and I see you wondering how they do it. I feel this sense of being removed from the action. You may not have been healthy as a child, so maybe you couldn't participate in some of the normal activities, or maybe you didn't feel like you belonged to these certain groups and therefore you didn't participate in these activities. Even though it seems like you wanted to or you were curious about them, there was just something preventing you, just as this window is dividing you and the people outside. There was something preventing you from actually doing these activities. And it could have been someone coming in and saying, no, you can't do that, like a parent or something like that. So that's very fascinating. So it seems to me you are finally getting around to the point in your life where you are getting past those barriers, getting past those people that are telling you, no, you can't do that. And you're going for it and you are really excited, but you don't know how to get there yet. But hey, that's the first step. That's wonderful. What's happening in your future? I see a birthday cake and I get the words coming of age, a coming of age. And this means that you are finally getting into where you need to be in order for this to happen. I see a birthday cake with 4 candles, meaning a lot of stability coming your way. But I also see a double helix on this birthday cake. And it's one of my beliefs of when we are down here, we can change some things on our path, but there are other things that we've signed up for. right? On our soul contract, on why we are here, learning our lessons. And when those double helixes meet, that's a representation of something that we cannot change. It's a point in time where we are supposed to go through. Well, you are at that point in time. So before now, when you were far removed from what you wanted to do, and now you're actually getting interested in something that you want to do, this is exactly where you're supposed to be. And that's exciting, to be coming of age and actually getting ready to do something, getting ready to do something that you're passionate about, but also having the patience and the willingness to get through the tough times to achieve your goal as well is wonderful. It shows a sign of maturity. How is this going to affect you? I see you getting behind the driver's wheel now, so you're no longer that child behind the seats of everyone that is looking at that movie that you want to see. You are now in the driver's seat, and I got the words, it is your turn to drive. It is your turn to lead where the car goes, and you are excited, but you may have doubts about where you are ability-wise. But since you are refining your abilities, you're gaining knowledge about what you need to do and how you need to go about it, it's going to be okay. You're going to be able to actually accomplish a lot, and you may be surprised at how far you go. How this affects others around you or your environment, I see a broken pencil. It's snapping in two. This is out of a frustration or a miscalculation. And Spirit is telling me these words: do not let your mistakes slow you down. Will you make mistakes? Oh yes, you will. Absolutely, 100%. Should it make you quit? No, not at all. Because all of these other people that have been there before you have made mistakes as well, and they've learned from them. So that's all Spirit is saying, is that a heads up, you will make some mistakes, but that's not going to get you off course. It's going to be a learning experience. It's going to help you grow and get even better at what you're doing. This next card, I got the words first and then the image, and I thought it was just absolutely an amazing pairing. So I see you, very bold, and I see this layer of reality, or almost like a mask or a film, being pulled away. The words are, show the world the person you are, not who they define you to be. So many people in your life may have said, oh, that's just so-and-so, and that's what they do. They aren't very good at anything, or they only have, this kind of education. They don't really amount to much. But hey, there they are. And you know better. You know better than that you are very capable. It doesn't matter the level of education that you have. You have the skill set in what you want to accomplish, and you are now in the driver's seat. So you can show them exactly what you can do, even though you are not solely going to try to impress them just to impress them. They will be impressed, and you may get some slim satisfaction out of that to show them that you are not just who they think you are. You are something entirely different. In the last image, I see you driving this car further and further into the horizon, and you really are very surprised at how far you can go. And I really think you're going to accomplish this, what seemed like a far-fetched goal, and it's going to become your reality. So I'm very excited for you, Pile 1. Very, very excited. Pile 1, thank you so much for being here with me today. This was quite the message from Spirit. And I want to thank Spirit for being here with us today too. Know that you're loved, know that you're blessed, and I'll see you next time. Hello, Pile 2, and thank you so much for being here with me today. Today we are exploring what message Spirit has for you that you are now ready to hear. Sometimes it's divine timing, sometimes you just aren't ready to hear it until right now. And Spirit is coming in with a message for you. So let's see what it is together. As you can see, we have a Celtic cross, so that means that we are going to look a little bit about what's happening now, what's happening in your past, and then what's happening in the future. So let's get started and see what this message is. The first image that I get is a hand that is dropping something, dropping a considerable weight. And I get the words, "let go," right away. This seems to instill in me a feeling of relief, of some regret, some sadness, and yet overall happiness. It seems like this is something that is very major in your life that Spirit wants you to let go now. Now is the time. And it doesn't seem like it's easy for you to let go, but it is time. That's very powerful. That is a huge message right off the bat there. So let's see what else is going on here in this pile. What you are unaware of, the image that I received for this is a surfer, one who uses a surfboard on the ocean and they ride the waves into the beach. This can be professional or for fun, but that's not really the point. The point is that you are on a surfboard and the wave is coming in. You are looking behind you and you are ready to stand up on that surfboard to ride the wave. And with this, I get the message, the next wave of the universe is coming. And in order to catch that wave, you have to let go of this weight. You won't be ready. You will be swept under in a sea of emotion if you don't let go of this weight. And Spirit is coming in and telling you this so you are prepared when the next wave of the universe comes in. The next image is something that you are aware of. And I see you carrying this weight long distances very slowly. And I get the words carrying dead weight. And I see this as a very laborious task. It's very difficult for you to do anymore. And you just aren't enthused about it, but you don't want to let go for some reason. And that is interesting and very telling, as in you're emotionally attached to it or you were emotionally attached to it. In your past, it starts to become a little more clear. I get the words, "this used to mean something to you." And as the image becomes clearer, it's a diamond and it has a rope that leads down to the weight that you've been carrying. Now, what does this mean? This diamond used to be very alluring to you. Maybe this was a goal that you had or a person that you wanted in your life, and you were just enamored by them. You were blinded by the glint and the glamour, and you didn't see the weight that was attached to it. And as time has gone on, they or this goal or this subject or whatever it is, has been a part of your life for so long that you hesitate to let go of it because it has really become a part of you. Even though you aren't enthused about it anymore, even though you aren't wanting it truly around with you anymore. You want to let go. It has been around you so long that you are having difficulty letting it go. And that is understandable. That is very understandable, because it's like letting a part of you go at this point. And that can be extremely difficult. So as you remember, the universe and spirit has told us that the next wave of the universe is coming. What does that mean? That means that there's a lot going to happen that you need to be prepared for. And in your near future, you need to set to receive and set your intentions to receive what Spirit is going to give you. In order to do that, you need to have both hands free. You can no longer carry this weight around with you and be preoccupied with carrying around this weight. You need to be free. You need to be in a received mode and actually able and willing to look at a different horizon. I see you in this image raising your hands up to Spirit, and you're in a meditation pose, and you are set to receive whatever Spirit is going to wash over you with this new wave. And you are ready. You have let go of that weight, and you are ready now to proceed on with what comes next. I think this is a major step for you, Pile 2. I think this is a huge step for you, and I applaud you for being able to do it if you so choose. So what's going to happen when you drop this weight and you're ready to receive what Spirit has for you, and this new wave is coming in? I see you looking down a hallway full of doors, and there are a lot opening for you. There's abundance coming in. There's a new person coming in. It could be romantic. It could be a new friend or person that you want to be in your soul family. There could be a new job. There could be new education. There's a lot that is happening because you are not carrying that weight with you any longer. You're no longer preoccupied with it. So you're able to look around and see what's around you, but there's a lot coming to you specifically because you are ready. You are willing to move forward. The next image I receive is one of a hyena. And they are typically scavengers. They go around and eat dead animals in different parts of the world. And these have their purpose, right? They have their purpose, and they've received a bad rap because of it, because no one really likes to be associated with an animal that eats dead animals. But with this, there's something to it, because I do believe that you've been so preoccupied carrying this dead weight, right? This hyena is preoccupied with eating dead animals. It's time to let go. And there's another side to the hyena, and it's the laughter. It's the positive. It's the lightheartedness to it. And it has a sound that sounds like laughter when it talks to other hyenas out there. And it can be a sign of being uplifted, of positivity, of abundance, and fertility as well. So all of these are wrapped up. There's two sides to the hyena, and it really, in my mind, represents exactly what you're going through here in this pile. So just know that there's a positive side to the hyena, and you are stepping away from that negative or so-called negative side to the hyena. In the top card here, this is fears or hopes, and I got a fear from you, and you are carrying this weight, and I got the words, in some way this weight defined you. And that's why you were so afraid to let it go. If I let it go, then people around me will know that I have failed, or they will think I have changed so much, or I won't know who I am anymore if I let this go. That's a very fearful spot to be in, and I've been in that spot before too. It's very scary, extremely scary. But if Spirit is coming in and saying it's time, and you feel that it's time as well, Spirit will guide you to your next step, and it will be good. The last image is amazing. I see you no longer having your weight holding you down. You are lighthearted, like this positive aspect of the hyena, and you are jumping off the earth into the sun's light. And this is all positive imagery here, because you are able to find your place in the stars. You are no longer weighted down here in this 3D earth plane, and you are reaching towards Spirit and what's coming next. You're going to ride that wave of the universe that's coming in. It's going to be awesome in the true sense of the word. So Pile 2, I'm really excited for you. I think this is quite the transformation. It's asking a lot of you right now to get a payoff at the end of this, but sometimes Spirit does ask a lot of us, and sometimes if it resonates with us, we can answer. So Pile 2, my heart goes out to you throughout all of this experience, and I hope this brings you some clarity and confirmation. I want to thank Spirit for being here with us today as well. Know that you're loved, know that you're blessed, and I'll see you next time. Hello, Pile 3. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Today, Spirit has a message for you that you are now finally ready to hear. And we are going to see what that message is. As you can see, we have a Celtic cross here in front of us. And this explores what's happening now, a little bit of your past, and then what's going to happen in the future. I love this spread because it does exactly that. So we are going to take a look at this message and see how it affects you. Let's get started. The first image that I see is very interesting. It is a circle that is quartered off. So that means there are 4 quarters in this circle, and each quarter has something different in it. Like things are being put there specifically to be there. It's very organized, and usually I don't get this kind of sense of organization, sense of everything has its place. So it's a very interesting feeling to me. It has a very much a Virgo feel to it, even though if you aren't a Virgo, that's okay. It just has a very Virgo feel to it of organization, proper place. Let's see what this means. Let's keep going. So the next image I receive is something that you may not be aware of. And I get an image of a corn cob. Some countries this can be called maize. But here we have an image of a corn cob, and you notice that there are different sections that are quartered off as well, just like our first image. And these are the little kernels of corn on this naturally growing piece of food. And I find that fascinating as well. And I got the words orderly growth. Orderly growth. The fact that this growth does not have to be here, there, and everywhere, scattered about. There's an order to it. It still has a lot of meaning, and it gives the way you're going about things a lot of confirmation and power. So if you are going about things in a very set manner, very measured manner, but are still growing, still expanding your mind, still expanding to spirit, this is confirmation that spirit is with you and applauding you for this. In the top card, it's something that you are aware of. And I see you looking at an artist, a painter, that is splattering paint everywhere on this wall or canvas. They're going crazy. They're throwing paint everywhere. There's no pattern to it whatsoever. And you are looking at them saying, that's just not me. I don't want to do that. I don't think that way. I must not be creative. And spirit is coming in and saying, wait. There are many ways to be creative, and I get those words. There are many ways to be creative. You don't have to throw paint everywhere. You can have this organized sense of creativity as well, and it has just as much meaning and just as much power as if you were creating with paint in a wild manner. In your past, I see you coloring a square, and you loved to stay in the lines. You thought that was absolutely meditative. You thought that was calming. You thought that was amazing and a great feeling. I see someone coming in and forcing you to actually color outside the lines. And I get those words, forced to go outside the lines. And you didn't want to, but you were forced to. And this really diminished what you thought was your power of organization, your power of detail, your power of thought and orderly growth. And so you thought that you had to be this wild creative person in order to be creative. And spirit is coming in and saying that is not the truth at all. So what does this mean for you in the future? Spirit wants you to have this confirmation and this confidence that you are able to see patterns, see details that others cannot. And it's because of your organization. It's because of your eye for detail. It's your structure. But you're also creative in this way. You can tie different things together that others cannot. And this is very, very powerful and extremely creative. The fact that you don't pick up a paintbrush is okay. You are still creative in your very own way. Spirit wants to support you in that endeavor. This could be science related, this could be code-based related, this could be math related. All of those different organized subjects that people don't think of being creative. Spirit is directly talking to you. The next card and image that I see is one of a flame. And it's as if you set two mirrors across from one another, and they are reflecting the flame infinitely. And I get the words, seeing the infinite flame. You are able to see the creation of life, the creation of things around you, the patterns around you. You are able to see the infinite because of the way you go about things, because of your organization skills, because of the way you detail out the different patterns and are able to see them. It's an amazing skill, and Spirit wants you to continue on with it because it really thinks it's going to help you and others in this 3D Earth realm. This next image is very, what I call cute, but it's very powerful as well. It's both. So I see what we would say a sword of truth, and it's equal to a scalpel. So others may wield a sword of truth, which cannot be very precise, but you have a scalpel of truth, and that's where the cuteness part comes in. But it is also a very powerful message. You are able to get into the fine details of things and cut out the truth so we can see it, that others can see it, so we can see the patterns that you can see. Because I think you have a really great way of communicating this as well, and you're able to have others on this 3D earth plane understand exactly what you are talking about, and really shining a light on how this 3D earth plane works. And this makes us all more powerful because of it. The top card is about hopes and fears. And I see you spreading out your tools that you have. And these are figurative tools. They're a hammer and a screwdriver, that kind of thing. But these are different skill sets and tools that you have, and you're looking at them and you're just not that impressed. Why? Because of your past. There was a lot of influences that said that these were not worthy enough, these didn't have the cool factor, these didn't have any application in this world. And now you are finding out that they do, that they have a point, they have a purpose, and they can make this life better just as much as a quote-unquote creative, passionate person, right? You have that passion, you have that drive, you have that way of connecting things that others can't, and it's really going to bring about some awesome things here in this 3D earth plane, and bring about a connection to spirit. Because when I look at more where we are in science, the more and more that we discover, the more and more I feel connected to spirit. There's so many patterns out there. It's so beautiful to see the more that we discover. And I feel like you're on this journey as well, to have us see all of those different patterns that spirit has laid out for us, and we can discover them. It's exciting. The last image I see is one of a closed eye that is now opened. And it is halfway opened. It is slowly opening to the possibilities of what you can do. And I feel like you are awakening others around you to the patterns that you see, and you are able to connect those people with spirit because they have a different language than others. And now you are starting to talk their language as well and connecting them with spirit. So it's absolutely fantastic and vital that you are here doing this now. So spirit wants to applaud you for doing this, and I would love to applaud you for doing it as well. I really think recognizing patterns, awakening others to it is amazing. So pile 3, I hope this brought you a little clarity and confirmation. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank Spirit for being here. Know that you're loved, know that you're blessed, and I'll see you next time.